Hi, my name is Dan, and welcome to Storytime with Dan. Today I will be telling you one of the worst things I have ever been through in my entire life that I've never really told anyone. This is the panic alarm. Some of you guys will know that I had two jobs as a teenager that I wasn't that good at. Now, my first job was at a DIY store that I eventually got fired from, but there was one very serious incident that definitely contributed towards me getting fired. Now, at the store that was all about building and plumbing and power tools, the managers could see how much I knew about all that stuff, so they basically gave me all the jobs that a duck with no eyes could probably do. Alright, Jenny and Tom, you get the forklift and move the barrels of acid into the warehouse. I want to help. No, I have a very important job for you, Dan. Really? Yes, you should dust the checkouts. Now, the thing I should explain about this store is how ridiculously f***ing shit it was as a business. I had no training whatsoever, there was no security. In fact, there was only one working security camera in the whole building. And it was pointed at the chocolate bars by the welcome desk. And it was in black and white. And no one looked at the screen. And it didn't even record anything. Right, so I was just dusting away like Snow White, except I'd probably get slapped if I started whistling, when I looked under the desk and saw a big red button. Now, in life, I think it's given that if you see a big red button and you don't know what it is, you probably shouldn't press it. But come on, I'm human. Who the f*** wouldn't press the big red button? So I considered it for a bit, and just pressed the button. And nothing happened. I was honestly slightly disappointed that nothing exploded, so I just decided to get back to work when about 5 minutes later, my manager comes into the room and starts screaming. Who did it? Huh? Oh my god, which one of you did it? What is it? Someone pressed the panic alarm. What? Are you serious? Oh, right. How the f*** was I supposed to know it was a panic alarm? No one told me. I didn't think they could afford them. Yeah, don't press red buttons. It turns out pressing one of these sends an emergency signal to the nearest police station who basically think someone's holding people hostage. I have just had to tell the police to cancel the SWAT team they were sending over, and we have been fined £15,000. Oops. This wasn't just an oops, this was real serious business, actual money, and oh shit, the police are involved serious business, and it was my fault. So he went away and I tried my best to look not at all suspicious looking, thinking that if I could just ride out the next couple hours, I could go home. Oh no! Alright, time to play some Halo. Right, everyone stay where you are. What? No one is leaving until the person admits they pressed the alarm. Crap. Now this is the moment when any normal human being with a brain that isn't cripplingly awkward would probably just say, okay, I think it might have been me, it was an accident though. I mean, no one told me that we had panic alarms, so I must have just, you know, brushed against it accidentally. Oh, well that's understandable, no one's really at fault then. Let's all join hands and run into the sunset. But me, what did I do? Was it you, Dan? It was probably Dan. No. And this is when it all went very downhill. Can't we go? It's Friday night. Nope, you're all in shutdown. This is Guantanamo Bay, motherfuckers, and no one's leaving until the disgusting, lying, cheating scumbag that pressed that button admits to their horrific crime. Right, well I didn't want it to have to come to this, but I can just see who was logged on to the checkout at the time. I don't know why I didn't own up to it at the start when it would have been okay, but I was in too deep now. I dug a hole all the way through to China, and there was no going back. This may be entertaining to you, but you need to understand, my whole world was ending. All I could do was just stand there, waiting for death, ready for Satan's giant to erupt from the ground and f*** me up the ass. It was a bit weird. It wasn't the thought of what my manager would do to me or losing my job that I was afraid of. It was just the inevitable disappointment of my friends, that moment when they'd all realise it was me and just turn around and look at me. you know? Thus proceeded the longest 10 seconds of my entire life. Right, finally we can find out who did it. It was Dan. Silence, and all the eyes turn to me. World implodes. I don't have time to feel embarrassed or sad because I'm too busy devouring myself inwards into a vortex of agony. At that moment, I just wanted the universe to delete itself. Now, my friends weren't really angry or at all irritated like I thought. They just looked more sad, almost as if they pitied me just for being so awkward. The kind of look you'd give a disabled goose. Good luck, mate. Yeah, you can probably imagine the following conversation I had with my manager, but this was when a ray of light shone through the clouds. There was an old lady, about 82, who was just stood there holding the keys, and out of nowhere she just said, "Oh, I was on that checkout earlier actually, and I've accidentally hit the button with my knee." I knew I pressed the button, but at this point I had no problem whatsoever throwing her under the bus. Yes, that would explain it. Completely. Oh, yeah. Well, that's okay, Joyce. Mistakes happen. Are you f***ing kidding me? I think deep down he knew that I'd done it, but if it wasn't for Joyce, he would have probably eaten me. Literally. Or just stapled me to the wall and covered me with bird food, I don't know. So then I merrily skipped home and spent the next 3 hours doing this. And there we go. That is how I successfully exploited an elderly woman into getting me out of a terrible, terrible spiral of lies. The end. Now, if you think that I couldn't possibly get myself in a worse situation than that, then you may be very interested in watching part 2 of this saga, The Power Nap, which you can watch by clicking here. Or if you're on an iPod, I will put a link to it down in the description, I guess. Or you can see me and Amazing Phil in an episode of The 401 Show having a deep, meaningful conversation, which you can watch here. But if you just stumbled across me and you very much enjoyed laughing at me, then you can click here to subscribe to my channel to see more of my videos. I can pretty much promise that there will be more stories like this in the future. That's guaranteed. But I hope that this video has made whatever week you've just had look slightly better. See you next week.